Hey everyone, good day. I hope we're good today. I'm glad to be with you again, continuing on our ICT skills acquisition. So today we'll continue on our logo designs like we began last week. As we can see, I believe by now we would have all downloaded our logo maker, our splendid 2020 logo maker. So you just navigate to where you have it, but if you have not, you simply click on your Play Store, then you search for splendid logo maker, which mine is this third one, the third icon here. So I just click on it. Because I've installed it already, it's asking me to uninstall or open. But if you have not installed it, instead of what you would see is install. So you click on it, follow the installation process until its installation is completed, then you can see the option to open, then you click on open. I can decide to open it from here. I could also decide to navigate to my phone where I already have it downloaded to pick it. So I navigate to where I already have it. Okay, I've just sent it logo maker. Here I click on it. So this is what you see when you launch it. When you open it, there are very lot of options here. You have all, you have business, music, and all that. So all is for you to have all the categories of logos. There are a lot of logo designers, right? Logo design apps, but I prefer the Splendid Logo 2020 because it has a lot of templates for me to choose from. You discover that in business, very many of us do not really have any preconceived idea. We just know that we are just in their need of beginning to sell or beginning to own our own business. So you need to set things right. So you just pick on anyone to begin. As you now keep selling and doing your business, more inspiration will come in on what you really want, so you can now define your business niche appropriately. And when you then do that, you can rebrand and give it a better logo that you want from your conceived ideas now, because you've gotten into the business and you now have a clarity of the business and you now know how you want to follow your own business, right? So for those of us that may not even know anything at all, you may decide to click on all launches you to various templates. You can see the featured templates, you can see the business templates, the alphabets, the common, the creative, the music, the fashion, the food, the automobile, the sports, the animals, the photography, the travel, the construction, the badge, the handwritten, the watercolor, the arts, the social, the flowers, the education, the finance, the health, the new logos. Right now, I'll need to point this out to you. Anywhere you see pro, right? Pro means it's a paid logo. You need to pay to acquire it. But you know what? If you're a very artistic person and a very creative person when it comes to drawing and all that, most of the ones written logo are things you can make up for yourself from here. For instance, what can we choose? Okay, let me see. We began using fashion for as an example. So let me click on fashion. Right, fashion. Under fashion, you click more. So here now you can see a couple of things. You can see a couple of logos that you want, fashion logos that you want. I'm just scrolling. You can see this one that has 2 slippers and the 3 bags, right? The one currently on our screen, the first part of our screen. Now you can see they are written pro, meaning they are not free. You should pay for them before you have them. But when you try to create a new one, you have some elements, and those elements are free. So now, before I went through all to pick a template, now I want to create a new one. So you can see down my screen, I click on create. When I click on create, this comes up. I want to create new. I click on create new. Then when you have new, you can see the next one is logos. So you click on logos to pick elements that will make up your entire logo. So I click on logo. Remember, it was fashion I went to, and we saw those 2 slippers that is pro, which is it has to be paid. So let me look for, okay, yeah, this is fashion. I click on fashion again here, and then I scroll. You can see these 3 bags is also a pro, if you remember, but here is free. So you can decide to pick on it. It downloads, then you use it to make up your logo that you want to do. So I cancel. I want to show you the other slippers too, those 2 colored slippers that we saw as pro there. You can see it's an element here. You can also click on it and you get the required files. when you can see it, you can now tweak it anyway, anyhow you want it to get the exact logo that you want. You can click on resize to resize it. You can see you resize it. You can follow the one they said is pro, the one they said is a paid for logo to design exactly this from the elements. That is if you're very artistic. So that's about that. No, so now, like if you click on all now, all this business, music, alphabet, common, automobile, you can see it there. So instead of picking on business or any of these ones like this, we can just click on all, and then we go to the category we want. Since we began with fashion, we can continue with fashion. If it's food, you can see some of the things like this one. If it's food you want, maybe you're into confectionaries, baking and all that, you can also go to food and pick any of the logos that you want. You can see some of them even look like cakes. Look, some of them look like confectionaries, like bread and all that. So you can just pick on any of them, right? And then you proceed. But I had begun with fashion, so let me get back on fashion. So this is my fashion tab. I click on more by my right here, more. So I look for a fashion style I could use. Which can I use? Okay, let me use this one. This, I click on it. So now it has opened for me in a station for me to start designing it the way I want it. So what you do here is you just tweak around this to get exactly what you want. So first of all, the logo looks too big, so I just click on it. I try to resize it. I can either use this up arrow key here to drag to make it down. You can see there are two double-headed arrows by my right up and my right down. There's also another icon that looks like an undo icon, that is for me to rotate it. So I can drag it down. I can use this to, sorry, I have a lot of things popping up my screen. Okay, so I could use this now to rotate it the way I want. I'll just rotate it, but that's not what I want at this time. So you can also, then if you come down here, you see different options. The first one is color. Do you like this color you have in here? It's already giving me, if you click on either of them, you can choose a different color that you want. So let's say I want it to be green. Oh, okay, let me leave it at this. So I click on done. So it has changed that part for me. Then the other part is pink. If I click on it, so I can change it to whatsoever one, but I think I like the blend. I like that sky blue and then that pink color, so I just leave it as done. Then I click on resize. It's 100. I can decide to take it higher to 10, but no, I don't want it to be, I want it to be smaller, so I have brought it down. Then I drag it down, right? So I was trying to tell the arrow, you can use it to drag it up, make it bigger, so it's big now. I can also use it to resize it, to bring it down. You need to be very careful when you're, okay, it has put up something else. So you can use this to drag it down, then you bring it down to yourself. Next now is my text. It's having company name. I don't want it to be company name, so I click on it. I can drag it up to meet the logo I have already here, but I don't want this company name to be there. I want my own, the name of my company. You know, we had used Pearly Gates before, so I can decide to delete it from here to type my Pearly Gates, right? Or I can decide to click. If you see down here, you see edit, color, size, rotate, effect. So I click on edit. So as I've clicked on edit, I click on the tab inside that has company name. I now use my delete button to delete it. So I had used Pearly Gates before, so let me keep using Pearly Gates signatures. Okay, so when I've done that. Then I click on change. It has changed already, but it still looks big. Like I try to explain, you can drag this thing out with your hand by just long pressing and dragging it. Then you use this arrow key, either the upper one or the smaller one, to reduce the size. Like I'm reducing the size, but you can also click on size here. Then you drag it to reduce it further. Now I think it's better like this, so that the color suits the size of the logo itself. So now tagline is like a tag, a brief description of what you do. Remember the advert we did before using Pedigate? We said it's a home of quality shoe that lasts. So I click on edit again. I come to the white bar. I delete. I type home of quality shoes that last. This is just a demonstration, right? You know what your business is all about, so you can work around yours. That's the way you want it. You just tweak it to get what you want. You can see it's fashion I'm using, so I could use home of quality fashion that lasts, not shoe this time, so that it's not limited to just shoes. So I click on change. Now the next is my color. I can decide to leave it as pink color. I could also decide to change it, but it looks big. So the tagline looks big, so I can decide to reduce it again. Right, so I click on it and then I click on size. I drag it down again to reduce. It's on 21. I move it down. This is 8. 15. It's not bad. Then I can pull it up so that it gets very closer to. I can drag it up to go closer to the name, right? Home of quality shoes that last. So it's okay the way it is now. So now I don't like the way my font is appearing, so I click on my font. I click on the Pedigate signature. Then I come to text size. When you come to text size, you can also see styles down it. So when you see styles, you see the name of your company that you already put there. So when you click on it, you're able to now pick from a whole ton of text styles that is here. You can just choose anyone that you want, anyone at all that you want, but you make sure it's a readable font you're picking. So I think I like this number 58, so I just pick on number 58. I like it, so but it's not so visible for me, so I can drag it down. Okay, so to make it better, so let me push this one up a little. Let me push this to follow suit, then leave a space so I can drag it up, drag it down. Yeah, so this is not the best of it. It's just for a demonstration. For you can now tweak around it to get exactly what you want yours to look like. The way the text is even appearing unreadable for me, so let me change again. Text Pedigate. Let me see if I can get something more readable, something better than it is. 28. Okay, let me see this number 15. See if it will be readable. Make it smaller a little. Okay, so I can use this. And for this tagline, let me take it higher a little. Then my logo has become too small. Let me move it up a little again so that it's very visible. That's it. So let me move this, centralize it a little, and drag it to the. So this is what I have now. The background is a white background. Remember, logos are they're usually very tiny, so the background may not really matter. So, but it depends on where you're putting it up. You can decide to make a big one that you can be putting up on all your bags, maybe all your fashions, your clothing, your shoes. Maybe you want to print it out so that you can put your price tag. You use biro to write. Even here, you can type the prices on it. 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, 50,000 naira. You can put it there, maybe under your tagline or as a tagline as well. So you may decide to leave it big, like print it big like this, so that you can paste it on all your doors, on all your items in your shop. That's your choice. But if it's something maybe you want to put it on your business card, it has to be smaller because business cards are usually small. So in that way, the background color doesn't need to show because it's going to be really small. But if you don't want it that way, you can click on BG, which is background color. You can select, you can see a whole chunk of background colors that they have here. You can decide to use this one. The background color has changed. But remember, I have a blue already on my logo design, so that blue color has made that one unreadable. So let me put something else. Let me see this. This is not bad. This is not too bad. However, I can get something else to. Yeah, my tagline isn't showing. I can decide to go to change the color of my tagline by clicking on it, then clicking color. I put white. You can see it's very readable right now. So I mean, I'm trying to show you that I can just choose a whole lot of things. You can decide to make. Okay, I already showed you pattern, how to use pattern when I chose this one, but the color was not so clear, so I went back now to choose this one, and I changed my color to white for the tagline. So I think this is okay for me. So once I'm done, now you can see there's a place you have images here. When you click on images, you can decide to select an image that you want to use for your clothing, if any image at all. Maybe if you're trying to make up any image you want at all to use, you can decide to pick on it and add it there. But images are best used when you're designing from scratch. Maybe you already have an image from one of your shops that you want to use. Instead of using this one that looks like a woman with a headscarf or something, you can decide to use that your image and put it there. It's just your choice. You play around it to get exactly what you want. So once you're done, you save. Now, in saving this, you have two options: PNG, JPEG. You can see the description. They say PNG format has good quality and has transparency. If you need transparent background, then set background color to transparent or remove background color. So to remove BG, which is the background color, you use JPEG, right? If you want it to be with background color. So if you want it to be transparent, you use PG. So I use PG, and then you can decide to choose a size. Let me use 256, and then click on download. Download completed. You can decide to view. It's already in your gallery. You can choose any of the things you want to view from. So I want to view from my photos. I click on photos. So this is what I have. Now this is just a demonstration. You can go ahead to do what you want to do, what is best for your business. If you click on all to pick on templates, there are a whole lot of categories of templates to pick from. If you're just into business, you're a consultant, you're someone that does supplies to companies and all that, you can just choose business and pick any one that suits you more. If you want to use alphabets, when you choose an alphabet, you can change it. Probably your business is like a combination of letters. Maybe your first name is Carol and your husband's name is Jude. I mean, you may want to use CJ. When you click on this alphabet, okay, this is pro, it's not free. Okay, but this C is free. When you click on it, you can decide. When you click on this, on the C inside there, you click on edit. You can put CJ. Change. It has changed to CJ. You can see the way it looks. If he's C and Williams, you can decide to put CW. You change. You can see it has changed it again. So different things. Then you put the combination of your names down there. So you choose just anything. You can see alphabet is common, creative, music, fashion, food, even education. It's here. Maybe it's a school you own. You can see badge. You want to have a coffee shop, you want to have a bread, a bakery, a confectionery, whatsoever. You just pick on any of them. Handwritten, you want to handwrite. You can see boutique handwritten here. Badge, music, whatsoever. Watercolor, maybe you're into arts, whatsoever. You just pick any one that you want to use and design it exactly the way you deem it best. This is education. You have your school, you can decide to choose, or you're opening an academy, a lesson, whatsoever. You just pick it, give your lesson a name, make it, brand it. This part of the branding, logo. That's why if you see someone that comes up with Eze and Sons Company, and then you come up with your own, you can be like Eze Gates. Nobody knows where it's coming from, and then you put a proper brand on it. People will most likely want to go for that your brand. So this is where we end for today's classes. I want you to play around it and then come up with your own logo. I would like to see at least as a minimum of 7 logos from this class today of what you've done, and let's take a look at it. I prefer you send it generally so everyone can see it, and when we see, we can learn from people's thinking as well and improve on what we have. There are a whole lot of other designs, the 3D designs and all that we will do, that we have options for to do, but they are not in this particular training today. So go ahead to begin your own, and then share your assignments of the logos you've designed with us. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.